Oh, okay. I wasn't ready for the F1 theme to just come on. Right, I was about to start my intro, and here we are. Never gets old. Okay, let's have enough of that. Enough of that, please. I'm trying to talk. Right, hey, what's up, guys? Aarava here, and welcome to F1 2020 on a PS5. So, if you don't know, on this next generation of consoles, not only on the PlayStation 5, but also the Xbox Series X, it is somewhat backwards compatible with a lot of the latest games in the previous generation, and F1 2020 is one of them. So, you can see on this menu, if I go across, it's going to have PS4 next to F1 2020. In comparison, if I go to Marvel Spider-Man, there's no PS4 there because that is the full PS5 game. So it is the PS4 version of the game running on the brand new PlayStation 5. But what that means is things like the load time are so much quicker on this next gen of consoles for this and also the Series X. Everything I say is going to be the same for the Xbox as well. It's just that I happen to record this on the PlayStation 5. But it's the same thing there as well. The load times are going to be so much quicker and instantaneous, especially if you're kind of stagnating the game. So if you were to start playing the game, and if we were to back out into the PlayStation Store and then go back into the game, unlike in PS4 maybe, where it kind of there's that little bit of hang time where it tries to load the game back in. There's no hang time. It just goes straight in, and you're going to see that here. So let's just go. Let's hit play, and let's see how quickly it loads in. I know how quickly it loads in on my PC, which is now... the build is about 4 years old, so it's actually not a very good PC. So this is, and I'm not kidding here, there you go. We've already loaded in. A bit of a change on the screen for some reason. Ignore that. That's just my Elgato capture device, not the actual console itself or the game. But that was a very, very quick loading time. Very, very quick. Snappy. And that was... as quick, if not quicker than my PC, I'm not going to lie. But my PC, like I said, is 4 years old at this point, so it is getting on a bit. But that's good news, obviously, if you were looking to play this game on this new console. It will load in so much quicker. And the actual performance of the game should also be slightly better, because even though it's not going to receive any enhancements, so some games on this new generation are receiving like PS5-specific updates, like small little patches just to make the most of the new hardware, basically. I don't believe Codemasters are going to do any of that. They've not said a word on the PS5 release or Series X release regarding their F1 game, so I doubt there's anything coming from them in the pipeline for F1 2020 with regards to updating your console versions of the game. But it's still, you're still going to see a benefit in terms of, like I just said, with the loading times. You just saw there how quick that was, but also in terms of the actual smoothness, the FPS, the frames, which are obviously very, very important on a racing game. And I can tell you also from PC, it does make a difference having better hardware. Like, I upgraded my graphics card on my PC last year before F1 2019 came out. Just before then, I'd played some early builds of F1 2019 with my old graphics card, and just upgrading that alone made it so much smoother going into that entire game cycle on last year's game. So I can say already, even before playing anything, that just having the new console and playing it on that is going to make a difference in terms of if there's ever those moments, you know, offline or online, where there's a little bit of kind of lagginess with the frame drops a bit, screen tearing, whatever, that may now just get ironed out due to the new performance we've got with the consoles. And it's the same thing that has been the case on PC. Just more PC power has made it way more buttery smooth in the past. And F1, although, I mean, let's be fair, graphically, it's maybe not the most insane game ever in terms of the detailing, texturing, and whatnot. It is a very demanding game. Racing games inherently are very demanding just because there's a lot to actually process. You're flying around in this world virtually at such speed that there's so much to render as you go around. So even now, you'll see on videos on board when you're playing F1, it's still a little bit blurry here and there because it's very difficult to render that and be so smooth, the encoding and whatnot. So you're going to see a difference anyway, no matter what. But in today's video, we're going to see that for ourselves, and we're going to play F1 2020 on a PS5. Let's dive into a race, shall we? And just to reiterate, we are playing on a PS5. This is the PS5 controller. Very nice, new, very different. I'm actually curious to see how the game feels on the controller, because especially with the PS5, the controller it's changed a lot. It's got a lot more motors in it to give you some haptic feedback based in feeling with it. Having played other games like Spider-Man already, it's a notable change in how much feedback there is in your hands, which really improves the experience, I feel, for gameplay. Don't know whether that's going to be an improvement or will there be any kind of changes for F1, because like I said, this is just the PS4 version, so I don't know if the game will automatically just use the extra motors or whatever, or, you know, that's the way it works, but I guess we'll find out. But here we are then at Singapore, and let's see, graphically, it is not going to be anything bonkers. It's just going to be the PS4 version, so the shadows are all still the same as you may see on PS4, but the smoothness of the game, let's see. But this is the first time I've played F1 in a long while on console then. Let's see how it goes. I mean, it is looking pretty smooth for me. I'm not too sure. Hopefully it gets picked up on the capture software that's this smooth as well, but it looks pretty nice. I must say, already, in terms of the actual feedback with the controller, I can feel those extra motors and whatnot working quite well to give me a bit more sense of the car on the ground and then over the curb as well. And then going through here, I mean, I can tell the difference, having just literally yesterday played some F1 on PC. Like, you can just tell the shadow work and whatnot is the console version. But I'm not seeing any sort of real issues with the frame rate at all. Like, it's nice and smooth, very stable 60, I would say. And to be fair, the lights do pop a little bit more, maybe, than usual on PS4. I'm trying to show off my console skills as well here. Here we go, going for the move on. Oh, my capture device went a bit blinky there. Apologies, it's a bit fiddly. That's not the PS5, that's my Elgato 4K capture being a bit weird, because I am outputting this in 4K. I'm capturing it in 1080, but it's playing on 4K on my monitor. Yeah, I don't think the PS4 game though can go up to 4K. I think so. I think it's just stretched 1080 basically, but my monitor is actually 4K, so it's having to capture it. Use flashback? No game. I don't want to. I don't need to. Don't need any of that. But go around, and that is pretty nice. I would say pretty nice. Let's see how it handles with a crash. Oh, okay. I forgot I turned the damage off. Oh, I didn't turn it on. Okay, I got really freaked out there. Okay, okay, Jeff is talking through the controller. Good, and it's lit up as well. Wait, hang on. Is that yellow flags for... Is that yellow? Yes, it is! Oh, that's very nice. Okay, so didn't know this, right? This is very weird, but right now it's yellow flags, and... Oh, you can't see it on the camera because it's so bright. But it is, there's a yellow light. I need to, okay, one sec. Right, now you can maybe see what I am on about, right? If it wants to adjust, you can see that slight yellow light there. So if I go back and rewind this and flash back here. So right now it's yellow, and then I go forwards and it goes all green, or should do. Yeah, it's all green. So that's pretty sick. So the controller is green for green flag, and then if I mess up, or it is yellow anyway, it goes yellow. It will turn yellow if I go yellow flag, and it's turned yellow. And then if I reverse, I think it goes, if I'm going backwards, it goes red for wrong way. Very nice touch. Not a massive thing, I will admit. Not a massive thing, but it's the little things that add up. That's a very nice touch. A nice feature. I didn't know. And we're back to normal lighting on the webcam there. But yeah, little things like that. So those are things that you obviously, you only discover booting up the game on a PS5. I didn't know that would be so backwards compatible. Like, as in, like, I don't know, that sounds weird to say, but as in, I didn't think that features like this on the PS5 with like the lights, the haptic feedback, the better controller, it would really make a difference from a PS4 game. But when they say it's backwards compatible, it very much is going to use all the hardware of the PS5 properly and the software and whatnot just to play the game and run the game better. Right, we're going to see how this plays around Monaco as well. Very tight twisting circuit, lots of objects to load in and keep smooth. And let's see the loading time for this, because I actually didn't see this before. In terms of waiting. It's still a little bit long. Yeah, it's still a bit long. I mean, this is probably just more just F1. Yeah, I think that was probably the same amount of time I usually wait for PC. To be fair, actually, yeah, it's the same amount of time I wait for PC. I don't know about PS4, like I said. But right, here we are, Monaco. And to be fair, Monaco, this actually looks a little bit better than I was expecting, to be honest, in terms of the graphics and the... like the detailing on the trees and whatnot in the buildings. Maybe I've got too low expectations of console, but this actually looks very nice. This is actually a really nice show with the lighting here in the sun, and very clearly. Very, very smooth. Very smooth. We go down the inside. Don't squeeze me too much. Yeah. Nice, smooth 60. No frames dropping right now. Make a dive bomb. Down the inside. Easy does it. Lovely. Oh, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I mean, to be fair, I shouldn't be too impressed because obviously it is a new console generation. But this makes me excited now for what could be coming on the next gen F1 2021. You know, having the consoles now be so much better at, you know, producing smooth gameplay like this could really elevate the game. And then also, we haven't even talked about, you know, things like ray tracing graphically, where the F1 game could be taken. Obviously, there's a limitation with the Codemasters engine. They use their own Ego engine, which is a decent engine for racing, obviously, but it's not the best engine graphically ever. I think you'll admit. Like visually speaking, engines that, you know, like FIFA use, for example, are a lot better in terms of graphically. Obviously, gameplay-wise, let's not get into that debate about FIFA and whatnot. But you know, there's other engines out there in other games, obviously. Unreal Engine, for example, that obviously looks so sweet. It's just about, though, obviously, for racing, Codemasters have developed their own engine with Ego that works well for them, for the, you know, the racing, the physics and whatnot. But still, if they make a step up with that in the next few years, that's going to be sick. I know for a fact, I'm pretty sure that Lee Mathers said in an interview that they would not be going to a different engine. They'd be using the exact same engine on the F1 2021 game, which means pretty much, I think we won't be don't expect a massive leap in terms of graphics. I just do expect a much smoother game. I think performance-wise, the game's going to run so much better. There's going to be maybe more things they can do in terms of actual gameplay. But in terms of visuals, we may not see a step up until they move to a new engine purpose-built for the next generation. But I'm pretty sure Lee Mather did say in an interview, I think, early doors when this game was first coming out, that for next year, for next season's game, they're not moving engine. So there's not going to be that disaster class they had in F1 2014 to 15, if you remember, where they did pretty much move to a new engine for the next gen on F1 2015, and we all remember that game. It was a disaster. The handling was horrendous. Graphically, it was a lot better, I will admit. That was the step up that we saw from the next engine. But I think because they made that step up and it was a bit too much of a demand to make that step up so quickly 1 year after another, you know, career mode was not there. There was other things that just were very broken with the game. So hopefully we don't get any of that going into next year. And obviously next year is interesting because we have that Take-Two thing. You know, Take-Two are buying Codemasters, the people who own Rockstar Games and 2K. They're buying Codemasters. I made a whole video about this, actually, so you can check an annotation in the top right about that. So that might be interesting in terms of, will that, you know, with the extra budget, make any difference to them for next year's game? Probably not. But for the one after that, 2022, if they do move to a new engine finally, it's going to be exciting. I mean, it is exciting to see new games on a next generation. But this is F1 2020, the PS4 version, running on PlayStation 5. And I must say, this entire time we've been talking, it runs very, very smooth. I don't know why I should be surprised at that. You shouldn't be surprised at that, but it does. So, you know, I did see some of you guys asking me to do a video like this, you know, seeing how it is so you guys can see how it runs if you have it on PS4 or Xbox One and you're getting the Series X or the PS5. Well, you're going to have a much smoother experience, and so you can reload your My Team saves from the cloud, and you can enjoy F1 2020 now with a bit more stability, I guess. Because, as I said, disclaimer, I play this on PC usually, so I really can't say what it was like on PS4 for sure. But I know from past experiences on console, there was sometimes always a few little, you know, screen tears here or little issues with frame rate here and there. But now this is very nice. Very much like my experience on PC, I'm not going to lie. So that was my experience playing F1 2020 on the PS5 and the next generation consoles. And as I've been saying the entire time, yeah, just a lot smoother. Actually very nice, performs well. You can see, especially with the loading times, like I said. I mean, if I just go again, finally, if I back out of this and quit the game, if I know how to do that, I need to... Oh, no, here we go. Okay, still trying to learn how to do everything on the PlayStation 5, but I've closed it. I'll reopen it up, and it's going to load in so much quicker than it would do on PS4, and pretty much matches my loading time. I can't lie on PC. Like, this literally is the same loading time as I have on PC. Like, look how quick that is. So quick. And we're already into the main menus. That is actually quicker than I, no lie, load in on PC. So there you go. That is F1 2020 on PS5. If you guys did enjoy the video, then hit that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're new around here, then do get subscribed for weekly full-on content. And let me know, guys, have you got the next generation of consoles? Have you got an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5? Let me know in the comments below if you've got one or you're looking to get one in the future. I know they're selling like hotcakes now, so it might be quite difficult. But are you looking forward to the next generation of racing games? F1, bit F1, or obviously we've got Gran Turismo 7 coming out on the PlayStation, I think, some point next year. So that's going to be quite exciting. I definitely want to try and get in on that and see what's what with that game. And then obviously you've got, I think, the new Forzas in like maybe 2 years' time on the Series X. So there's obviously a few already in the pipeline, and I'm sure other racing games we don't even know about yet still to come on this next gen. But till then, guys, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.